Today I'm going to show you how to draw Molang. This is a great tutorial for beginners because Molang is a very simple, cute and adorable character that will show you all of the main characteristics of Kawaii. So this tutorial is part one of a two-part series on how to draw Molang. So this week I will show you just how to draw Molang and we'll keep it really simple. And then next week I will show you how to draw Molang in perspective. I'm Tatyana Deniz. I'm here to teach you how to draw using the cute and simple style of Kawaii and how to start a creative business using your new skill. So if you ever wanted to open an Etsy shop, or you draw with your kids, or you just want to get better at drawing, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of every new video I create. Let me tell you a little bit about Molang and why I chose Molang for this series. So Molang was created by a South Korean artist not long ago. 2010 is when she first drew it, and then 2015 is when Molang first became a animated TV series. So in essence, it's an egg shape with ears because Molang is a bunny, and I think it's a he, has a friend called Piu Piu, which is a little chick. Today we will not draw Piu Piu, we will just focus on Molang because I really want to show you the essential characteristics of a Kawaii character. Now, I read that Molang was based on a rice bowl, and so many of the classic Kawaii characters are based on this simple kind of rounded oval shape. Like if you think Pushin, it's an egg shape. If you think Sumiku Gurashi, which I really like, those are tapioca balls from the bubble tea, which is, rounded jelly balls. So let's jump in and draw Molang, and while we're drawing, I will talk you through what makes it Kawaii and how to apply the same principles to the characters that you will draw in the future. And then at the end, I will share with you some other tricks that you can use in your drawings that are not Molang. Okay, let's jump into Procreate and do the demo. So I am using the Derwent brush from the sketching set. This is a free brush that came with Procreate, and I've got this color set up that is like a dark gray that looks like pencil lead. And we're gonna start out by doing a sketch. Now, if you're drawing on paper, the process is exactly the same. I'm using Procreate so I can show this to you quicker, but if you're using paper and pencil, just use your eraser and the process is exactly the same. So I always, well, not always, almost always start out the drawing by creating a vertical guide to keep the character symmetrical. So let's do that. And first, also, let me put on my drawing gloves so that I don't trigger any gestures in Procreate without intending to do so. Okay, so look, I'm on the first layer. And all I'm doing is just drawing a vertical line. This is gonna be my guide, my vertical and horizontal guide. Now I'm gonna start drawing Molang by drawing an egg shape on a separate layer so that I can move it around. So really, it's just like an oval, something like that. And Molang is a little bit more narrow at the top and a little bit flatter at the bottom. And so I can already see that this side is a little bit bigger than this side. So I'm gonna straighten this out. Now, if you're using pencil, just erase a little bit and add a little bit where you need it. So that's pretty good. Before I start doing the full drawing, I would like to make it a little bit more even. Like I can see that there is a piece missing on this side. So let me just fill it in a little bit. Trust me, it'll help us in the end. If you start out with a good foundation, that will help you when you get to finishing the drawing. Okay, It's not perfect, but we're drawing by hand, so it's not meant to be perfect. If you're using vectors, you can always just use the shapes that come on the computer if you truly want that perfection. But we're drawing by hand, so we want a little bit of charm. I'm happy with how it is right now. Let's go forward. Now, we said that Molang is a bunny, so he's got these tiny little ears, like really, really tiny. If you look at his body, the ears in proportion to his body are really tiny, and I think that adds to the cuteness factor. So in kawaii, you often have tiny hands, tiny feet in comparison to the body. And the ears are sort of folded like this, and they're overlapping. So that's why you see I drew an upside down U shape for one ear, and the second upside down U shape is just kind of tucked away underneath the first one. And the other thing is, if you look at Molang, he does have sort of a head and then the body. So we can simply indicate that by creating these little dimples on the side. So actually it's more like a pear shape, kind of like that. And then we can just erase these pieces. So I'm going to mentally extend this line to the other side, and I'm going to draw the same kind of dimple on the other side. Just try to keep it more or less matching. Doesn't have to be perfect. So let's just take an eraser and erase out the lines that we're not using, just so that we can see if the shape is right. Okay, so there's your foundation of Molang. Let's go ahead and add the hands and the feet and the face. I hope you're enjoying this tutorial so far. Now, what inspires you about kawaii? Drop a comment below. Let's start with the face, shall we? I'm gonna make a new layer so that I can move things around without affecting the layers below it. And I'm gonna draw a guide to where the face is gonna go. Like, let's imagine it's somewhere here. So when you're drawing kawaii characters, the face is usually really, really small when compared to the size of the body. So I might even decide to move it up once I'm done, but let's check it out. So this Molang is really happy. He's kind of smiling. So just two little arches to indicate squinting happy eyes and a little animal face. So vertical line here and two flat U shapes. You can sort of imagine that this little piece is a nose, maybe like a stylized nose or something like that. And cheeks, big cheeks in kawaii, makes them adorable, blushing. You know, we can add some color. You don't have to do a hard outline on the cheeks once you're finishing the drawing. We can just add a little color. That is looking pretty Molangy, if that's the word. Looks like Molang. Okay, I think the face is pretty good. I might want to just move it up a little bit. Let's see. And maybe make it a tiny bit smaller. Yeah, I think this is better. I think it was already pretty good, but this is better. All right, new layer. And we're gonna draw, let's do the feet. So this Molang is just standing on the ground. So let's imagine this is the ground. And here's his little feet. Really, really tiny compared to the size of the body. Try to keep the feet more or less on the same line. So if you imagine this is a clock, this is, what would that be? Like 5 p.m. and a 7 p.m. So this angle and this angle are about the same. And now let's do the hands. New layer. Now the hands, I would imagine, are somewhere here. It's like puffy little body. But I want my Molang to be holding something, and let's say for the purposes of this drawing, I'll give him a little heart so that he's holding a heart. But in reality, it can be any object, and oftentimes Molang is holding his friend Piu Piu. But we won't make it too complicated right now. Let's just draw a heart to give you an understanding. Especially if you are a beginner, this is a really easy way to draw kawaii hands and just add a little bit of storytelling to your picture. So there's the heart, but now we need the hands, right? So look, all I'm gonna do is draw a little U shape on this side, overlapping, and then draw a matching U shape on the other side. Okay, and erase out the area that is overlapping. You see? There it is. There's Molang. Now let's outline him and add a little bit of color for the full effect. Okay, so there's the outline, and now let's add just a few splashes of color to finish it off. So I've got my outline on this layer. I'm gonna make a new layer and put it below my outline, and I'm gonna give our Molang cheeks. So if you notice, I didn't outline the cheeks because I don't really want a harsh outline there. Now let's just pick a pink color, and I'm just gonna add the cheeks here. If I like, I can move them around because I've got them on a separate layer. Let's say I want them a little bit below the eyes, just for a cuter look. Okay, looking good. And now I'm gonna add another layer for the heart. I wanna make it red, but I don't want to do it on the same layer as the pink, again, in case I wanna move things around. Actually, let's do it like a bright pink. So I'm outlining it, and once I close the outline, I can fill it with color. Okay, great. Let's take off all of the extra lines here. Look, I'm gonna select all of our support layers and group them, and then I can turn them off with one click. Here we go. Take off the drawing guide. And here's our finished Molang drawing. You can grab the step-by-step image tutorial of what we just did on my website at tatyanadeniz.com. I will put the link in the description below and also pinned as the first comment below this video. And now, as promised, let me share with you a little trick. Now, in this tutorial, we have Molang, with his little hands holding a heart. But it doesn't have to be a heart. You can literally put any object in there. A Molang could be eating a giant cookie. Molang could be holding his little friend Piu Piu. In general, in Kawaii, this is a really easy way to draw hands and to draw characters holding objects, which really adds to the storytelling aspect of your drawing. So you just draw the two little arches, and in between those arches, you just put the object with a slight overlap of the hands that the character is drawing. And that's an easy way to make your drawing more interesting. So now you know how to draw Molang. And next week, I will show you how to draw Molang in perspective, holding Piu Piu. It will be a great tutorial for beginners on how to draw in perspective. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.